Welcome everybody to Between the Slicks, special Wednesday night edition. What's up, everybody? My name is Darren Williams Jr., and soon we're going to take you guys out to the Texas Motorplex in Ennis, Texas. Our man Lee Craft is on site, and we're going live from the Champions Dinner. I tell you what a great weekend we have coming up. The NHRA Texas Fall Nationals, the Stampede Speed. I believe this is like the third year now that the whole Meyer family have done the Stampede Speed, and what a great event it is. It's not just a drag race, it's a spectacle. A lot of great fun events. And tonight, we're bringing you guys live the Champions Dinner from Ennis, Texas, and the Texas Motorplex. So I'm done battling. Let's now head out now to Ennis, Texas, and the Champions Dinner live from the Texas Motorplex. And our man, the Monday morning racer, Lee Craft. May have a little technical difficulties right now. Lee is not looking like he's coming up. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, looks like we're having a little bit of technical difficulties. Lee Craft, like I said, is on site, on location at the Texas Motorplex for the Champions Dinner. We'll see if he comes through in just a little bit. But like I said, what a fantastic event we have coming up this weekend for the NHRA Texas Fall Nationals. Race number 4 of 6 in the 2023 NHRA Countdown to the Championship. And I'll tell you what, these championship battles are certainly heating up. In pro stock motorcycle, Gage Herrera, what a dominant season he's had so far here in 2023. I'll tell you what, Matt Smith is still firmly in this fight, but if Matt Smith goes out early here this weekend and Gage Herrera goes on to win the race, I think we could start engraving Gage Herrera's name on the championship trophy in pro stock motorcycle. But in pro stock, it's like 6 dudes still alive in that class. It's going to be great. 6 guys and gals, I should say. And who would have thought? So Erica Enders comes in as the points leader, but Greg Anderson second. Here we go. The Monday morning racer. I think he's coming in right now, live from the Champions Dinner. Here we go. He's here. He's here.
Darren, sorry, technical difficulties. I thought I had internet, and we go live, and it just crashes and drops, and now I'm back on signal with the cell phone. Something always with live. That's what you got to do, though. You got to roll with the punches. We are live here at the Texas Motorplex. It is Champions Dinner night, and we already got an event champion. Step up here, Mr. Justin Ashley, getting it done at the Texas Motorplex, going for a three-peat, and you need that three-peat as a win right now in this championship chase.
We really do. It's critical. I mean, I look at this place I pull in. It's just, it's unbelievable. We love racing here. The Myers has done such a fantastic job with this facility. So to have the opportunity to actually go 3 in a row here really is a tremendous honor. And you know how it is in Top Fuel right now. It's so difficult. It's so tough. And a win will definitely help to boost our championship hopes. And we feel really, really good about it going into the weekend.
You should feel good. The weekend is also going to be fast and quick, maybe even some record runs. I'm sure your crew, Tommy DeLago, Mike Green, they're chomping at the bit to get you out there, and you cut a great light, but sends you in your hot rod.
Racing like this, when the weather conditions are going to be like this in the mid-70s, and we're running at night, especially Friday night, it's going to be really fast. So we love that as drivers, but you said it. The crew chiefs, Mike and Tommy, are licking their chops. I feel like they wish the race started right now today. They're that excited. So I definitely think it's record-setting type of conditions. You'll see plenty of 360s at well over 330 miles per hour, and that becomes even more important this time of the year because of those bonus points that you earn during qualifying for qualifying that much more closer to the number 1 or in the number 1 spot. So every run matters, even in qualifying, and the conditions are that good that they could potentially see many records set. So it's going to be a really good show for the fans all weekend.
Now, last year you got to choose the entree. This year you're choosing dessert. What did you choose for us to all enjoy this evening?
Well, it was a very big decision. I was much more nervous about this decision than I am about driving the Top Fuel car this weekend. So I weighed back and forth. But ultimately, I chose New York-style cheesecake. I figured, being from New York, we can kind of bring that Northeast flair over here to Texas. So it'll be real tasty. It'll be good.
New York cheesecake from the man that's, well, from New York. It does fit for sure. Hey, football-wise, NFL, you're a Jets fan. Definitely the number 1 game of the season, heartbreaker. What about now, though, as a Jets fan? How are things coming along? I'm a Cowboys fan, and I'm already upset. Like, come on, Jerry, fire yourself and get out of the way. What about the Jets?
I'm the ultimate optimist, at least in public. Anyway, sometimes it can be frustrating. But, I mean, for us, for the New York Jets, being a huge Jets fan, this was supposed to be our year, right? We brought in Aaron Rodgers. Everything looked good, and then, unfortunately, he went down with an injury. But he's done a great job of kind of helping to create a new culture within the Jets organization. I think you can start to see it that way. And, Zach Wilson will fill in. I think they'll find a way to eke out 8 or 9 wins this year and see if they can sneak into the playoffs, and then hopefully next year take that next step to the Super Bowl.
I find it interesting. We had you on the Competition Plus Power Hour, you being the #1 seed going in to the countdown, and asked you, hey, what driver out there are you most concerned about stepping up and surprising? And you said Tony Schumacher. And lo and behold, guess who jumped up and got you? Tony Schumacher. Just how tough is it to compete up against someone that's a wily veteran these days and has done so much in the sport?
It's tough. It's like a gut punch. And it doesn't matter who's in the other lane, but when it's him, you're talking about over 80 career wins, but also 8 championships. I mean, you're a championship winning driver for a reason. He happened to win 2 of those with our crew chief now, Mike Green. So I have a lot of respect for Tony, a lot of respect for that team. That's why I'm not surprised at all to see them stepping up. Mike Neff in that group, really intelligent, really bright, but you got to always be on your A game when you're racing against Tony. He knows what he's doing. He's a fantastic driver. He's one of the best to ever do it, and it essentially operates like a race car like a robot, really, behind the wheel. So definitely that was a gut punch loss for us, but not surprised he's stepping out the way he is.
Justin Ashley, ladies and gentlemen, part of the red carpet here at the Texas Motorplex. Congratulations on your win. We know you're searching for another one. We'll enjoy the cheesecake tonight.
Oh, I definitely will. Thank you, Lee. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Justin. Well, here at the Texas Motorplex, the Champions Dinner night on the red carpet. I'm actually, standing on it. Got the step-by-step behind me here at the Texas Motorplex, just out of the Champions Club here at the Texas Motorplex, which is a great location to host this particular dinner. Love what the Texas Motorplex is doing with this program, recognizing past winners, the most recent, yes, but also to anyone that has won this particular event. And we're going to see many from the past that have won this event. Matter of fact, one that has won this event before coming up on the red carpet, a man that is certainly a celebrity in the drag racing world, Antron Brown. Looking fly, man.
Oh, thank you, Lee, man. Thank you, man. It's always good to be back here. This is like home to me coming in here to Texas, and Bill Meyer and his whole family, his whole facility, and what they do. I'll always remember this place. This place got a special place in my heart. 'Cause I remember 1999, this young kid coming from Chesterfield, New Jersey, second year in racing, professional NHRA racing, come here and win his first race on a pro stock motorcycle with Team 23 with Troy Vincent, and I go out there every time I come to this track and look at my paver in the shape of Texas with my name on it. It says Antron Brown, 1999. It's a Castrol race. That's how much I remember.
Well, you have definitely made your mark here, and you're making that mark further with a big debut this weekend, not in your camp in the Top Fuel, but with Angelle Sampey with AB Motorsports. That is huge in the alcohol ranks that she is going to be driving an injected nitro machine.
Absolutely, and that's an extension right there, just trying to give back and helping the sport grow. And I think that she's got a lot of unfinished business to do out in the sport, and we were pushing for a lot of years for her to go four-wheel racing. So it feels pretty cool that she's coming here. And matter of fact, I remember 1999 we raced in the finals here, and I beat her here. So it's cool to be teamed up and for her to go out here with Mission Foods with Mr. Gonzalez, and what they're really doing to really support her and to make it come true, and all the other people that stepped up on board like Hankstafers and FVP, Lucas Oil, and all those great folks is coming on, really giving her what she needs to come out here and see if we give a go at it. And being out here with the MBR, with the Mahalik brothers out here and what they're doing. So we're looking forward this week. It's going to be a very exciting weekend. We're looking forward, and plus it's a countdown race for us to get back in this hunt for this championship.
Antron Brown, definitely deserving of a red carpet. You enjoy it tonight, man. Well, folks, we'll continue where they're lining up. We have got the lovely Erica Enders, if she would step on over. How you doing, Erica?
Good. How are you?
So the documentary dropped. Your thoughts?
I'm very pleased with it. The production went really well. I think it all came together very nicely. Flo Sports and Courtney and Millery and all the people that worked on it did an excellent job. It's kind of the getting away from the Disney mode a little bit, a lot of cussing, so I was a little uncomfortable with that. But
you did the Disney girl transition.
I did the transition to drag racer, so that was a little challenging for me because that's not the kind of persona I want to give off. But it is what it is, right? We're drag racers and we have fun, but there's a lot of nerves and a lot of everything on the line, money and hard work and effort, and you don't want to let your team down. So when things don't go right, potty words fly.
That's right. Well, she is certainly a star of Texas and certainly deserving of the red carpet. I'll let you go on because I'm holding everything up and I got a line forming. But we are, you can get your photos, and I would like to get Courtney in here and Mr. Freeman walking on the man. It's cool. It's cool. He's that cool. He can just walk on by.
Go on.
So Courtney, with Flo for what, year and a half now, almost 2 years, right?
Yep, year and a half full time, but since 2020, I've been doing contract stuff. So feels like 5 minutes and 100 years at the same time.
What is next for Flo? Like mentioned, the documentary drop, that was big. Can we expect more like that and further in the world of drag racing?
I'm not sure on that sense with the documentary front, but right now we're really concentrated on the Pro Superstar Shootout coming out. We were actually out here today shooting some content with some drivers, getting to know personalities and things of that sort. But feedback was really great on the documentary. And if we ever get to a point where it turns into something bigger, obviously when you do a big expensive project like that, you have a bigger goal in mind. But for right now, it was just something really successful to get the Flow Racing folks to know drag racing, which is the whole reason that they brought me on board. So success.
So you went in earlier and got a drink. What did you get?
I got the sponsor of the event, the tequila. I don't remember what it's called, and that's a horrible move for a PR girl, but it's
not good.
Whoever sponsored this event, thank you.
Thank you for the tequila. I need that sound effect now. Tequila. Yeah, which I love. Well, look, good to see you. You look lovely as always. Enjoy the evening.
Thank you for doing this. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Courtney. Thank you. Well, as folks continue to walk the red carpet, they're getting their photos, and photographers are kind enough to even get my photo with these class acts and these drivers as we are live here. So if you want to throw in some comments, throw in some questions, I'll try to get to them. I can see them on the little window on the cell phone. Drag Racing Mayhem, thank you for watching. Good to have you watching. Corey Roth, good to have you watching. Hey, shout out to American Hot Rod Entertainment, Darren Williams Jr. He hustled back home. He's helping out with the live stream here at the Texas Motorplex, getting it in. And President Glenn Cromwell just walking by. We'll see if we can get him on maybe. So they're going to come back. Good, Elon. You wrangle them. You wrangle them up, man. You wrangle them up. And folks are getting their photos. I'll see if I can. Hector, step up, man. Let's go ahead and get you on camera. Hector Arana Jr., defending champion of this event. And I really think this event was something that probably behind the scenes really sealed the deal for you to even be out here in 2023.
Without a doubt, if it wasn't for our performance last year, we'd be here racing because we love this race and the Stampede of speed and all that. But we wouldn't be racing a full season if it wasn't for our performance last year.
Stellar performance. It was so good to see you back. It's been good to see you out here again. Now, with where things are in the points, where do you see yourself? It looks like, yes, Gage has got to slip. Matt's got to slip. How hard do you got to work to get back in that fight come Pomona?
You know what? We have 3 races and a lot of things can happen, but we have a really good motorcycle. In St. Louis, unfortunately, we had to run our B motor, but we got the A motor back in it. And we love this track. We do well here. And I have all the confidence in the world that we'll be contending at the end.
All right. You all as champions, you get to pick a part of the meal. What part did you pick and what did you pick?
So I got to pick the dinner. Dinner. And I went with the theme. We're here in Texas, so I went with the barbecue theme. And I believe Erica went with the filet, so he did kind of a mix and combined that. And we have some sort of Western Texan-style steak, I believe.
I like that. I can't wait for dinner, actually, and not just being out here on the red carpet. Well, man, speak to me. This is the first year you're getting to experience this type of treatment. So cool what the Texas Motorplex is doing with this style of program, very similar to the Masters and their dinner. You getting the red carpet treatment as a pro stock motorcycle rider, your thoughts?
You know what? This is awesome. And, I can't thank Texas Motorplex enough and everybody that's behind the Stampede of Speed for what they do. I mean, this is just such an awesome event. We come out here, we got the free testing, and we get to, get comfortable and be ready to go into racing. We have an awesome facility to race on. And then how about this? Red carpet, an awesome dinner tonight. Tomorrow, we got nothing but media. We get an awesome fan fest with more events. I mean, it's just great.
It is great. Hey, you're great. Thank you for the time talking. Go over there and get that photo, man.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Hector Arana Jr. going to be defending his championship title, event title here at the Texas Motorplex. And last year he rolls in. He hadn't been competing regularly in a while, and picking up the win here, that really, if you ask me, sealed that deal. He's back out here in 2023, where I think he should be. We need a Hector Arana Jr., in my opinion, out here. And it's good that he is out here on the Pro Stock motorcycle in NHRA competition and in the championship hunt. It may be a long shot, but nonetheless in championship hunt. Scott, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. We'll take all that we can get here at Monday Morning Racer. And Aaron, appreciate you sharing that about the great content. Very thankful to Elin Warner allowing me to go live once again here at the Texas Motorplex and give the stars some treatment and interview them and get their thoughts before they head on in and get a drink and enjoy dinner, which was phenomenal last year. Cannot wait to have some steak and barbecue. We know we got New York cheesecake. And we'll find out what else is on the menu if Ron Capps circles back around. He was here pretty early, actually. Hopefully he does come back out and we're able to chat with Ron and we can learn what else is on the menu tonight. Oliver the Watusi is rolling up. We can't get him on camera. I can't move it, but the big bull, he is rolled up. He is definitely a star of the Stampede of Speed. And what a docile animal. I mean, huge animal, but you can get on him. I need to get on the bull. I need to do that. I need to get on Oliver and get that as a promotional piece. I need to do that for myself. I'll do that. I'd ride a bull, like a mean one, some padding and maybe a helmet or two. So Brian King, let me see if I can read that here, get a little closer. A bit humid today, but at the front, moves through Friday. The air will cool off and dry out a good bit. Best conditions to race in years, temperature-wise. Can't wait to be out there this weekend. Brian, you're absolutely right. We are going to experience throwdown conditions here at the Texas Motorplex. It is going to be a phenomenal show. Cannot wait for this show and the professional categories to hit the track. Not just the professional categories, but those in the alcohol ranks as well. The alcohol ranks are stacked. You know, we mentioned a little bit with Antron Brown about what we can experience in the alcohol ranks. You've got a championship battle with Julie Natus, Tony Stewart. They're here. They'll be going head-to-head. Randy Meyer Racing has brought out 3 cars. You've got Hunter Green, Matt Sackman, and Julie competing. That's taken up another spot. Someone else fighting for a round win and potentially to go up against a Tony Stewart. The McPhillips here are here. They're here with 2 cars. Angel Sempe making her debut in the injected nitro machine in Lucas Oil top alcohol dragster competition. That is great. And definitely I'm going to be down to the pits getting a word from her and Corey, the React 104 man, because that's the team that she is riding with this particular weekend. Before the remainder of the year, she'll go to the Samsels racing team to finish it out in Vegas and in Pomona. But Doug Gordon stretched the points lead, took it back, and he did that at St. Louis at Worldwide Technology Raceway in regional action and was able to get that points lead back. But it is a dogfight between him and Sean Bellemere. Sean Bellemere is here. Doug Gordon is here. And you're going to see some of the top stars and top alcohol funny car at this event. And who will come out on top? Can Sean Bellemere meet Doug Gordon early? Can Doug Gordon go out early? What are we going to see in the alcohol ranks? Cannot wait. Well, we're going to let Darren take us to a break. I do want to say thank you to Spell Paving Services. Spell Paving Services making this possible this week with this event at the red carpet for me and being in Texas. Spell Paving Services, if you are in a 500-mile radius of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, well, you need to call them to get them to handle all your paving needs. Spell Paving Services. Fred Spell, thank you for lunch earlier today. Thank you for what you do in the chaos world. Thank you for what you do in drag racing. And thank you for helping out Monday Morning Racer. So whatever break Darren's got queued up, and maybe after that, we'll have Ron Capps on camera here on this special edition of Between the Slicks out at the Champions Club at the Champions Dinner at the Texas Motorplex.
Spell Paving Services provides professional customer service and performance for your next industrial or large-scale private paving project. From parking lots, roads and driveways, to seal coat, chip seal, concrete and asphalt, there's no job too big for the team at Spell Paving Services. Serving a 500-mile radius from Dallas-Fort Worth, Spell Paving Services has you covered. Call 214-384-3056 to get a competitive quote today and tell them the Chaos sent you.
And back here live at the Texas Motorplex, we got Ron Capps. He is pressing the flesh out here as folks are coming along, and he is an event champion, multi-time champion here at the Texas Motorplex. Ron, we'll start out with this. What did you pick this year on the menu?
Well, last year I had an entree, so I, of course, being in Texas, I had to go with a big steak, and it was awesome. This year, Justin Ashley and I picked dessert, and he went with a New York cheesecake, as he should, right? And I picked something that my mom used to make, apple pie a la mode.
Classic, but yet it is good. I mean, we can't wait to get to it and enjoy that dessert that you have chose. All right, you roll in. You're a part of that big four right now.
You have the glasses first of all.
Right? Yes.
Can't get over this.
I'm turning over a new leaf, man. Yes. Or going unshaded, incognito mode, however you want to look at it. Yeah.
Either way.
Losing weight and losing the glasses. Got to be professional every now and then.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, Ron, you certainly are in the hunt. You're part of that big four. You're part of a group that every one of you, other than Tasca, has won a championship. And Tasca obviously has a car and a mentality to win a championship. Matt Hagan said this in the media room after St. Louis. He said, compared to all of you other cats, he's hungrier. You think that's accurate? I don't know.
I think we're all hungry. Just because some of us don't jump out of the car and go crazy and grab a camera all the time, which I do sometimes too. I think we all react a little bit different. Maybe Tasca's the hungriest of all of us. I don't know, but I mean, you talk to Robert Hyde. I know Robert's probably a lot like I am, and we all went the fourth, right? I think Hagen's got 3, right? So none of us have. You're in a different level when you get to 4 championships. I thought I'd never say I had 2 or 3, but to have 3 is amazing. It just proves we've had great people around us. But when you get into the 4 world championships and funny car, now you're talking names that you don't talk a lot about. So I wouldn't say anybody's more hungry. I know Hagen's hungry. I know for sure Robert's hungry, especially after last year, and we beat him by such a slim margin. And I'm as hungry as ever. So my mentality is that I've never won a championship, and that's the way I go in every Friday, first qualifying run, and every Sunday morning, and try to get up on the wheel. So to answer your question, I don't think Matt's any more hungry than the rest of us.
I like that answer. I imagine Guido is hungry for this weekend. We all have looked at the forecast, and it looks like it is going to be hot rod fast for everybody out there. How critical you think Friday night, Saturday, even roll into Sunday eliminations and what can be possible it's going to be for someone like him?
Yeah, things can change so quick with the weather here. I think Friday first qualifying run is going to be probably the most important, because you really got to get down the track and set yourself up near the back if you can. Although last year we didn't get down the first run. We were like second or third pair of cars, and we went right to the top, and it held until I think Hagen knocked us off, but he was the last pair. So I think just getting established and getting some data off the first run. Obviously we see Saturday's conditions are really going to cool off. So Friday night will not be the quickest, I don't think, believe it or not, but it's a big money. It's big time stuff to get up on that saddle at the other end. And if you can walk away with number 1 on Friday night, that's a big deal on top of a big check. Thankfully, Billy Meyer and his family have done that. So there's a lot going on, but I think Saturday when you roll in, and then Sunday, you're going to see conditions where we could see quicker runs as the weekend goes on. And how many times really have we said that?
It doesn't happen all the time, for sure, and we're going to get that this weekend at the Texas Motorplex. Well, man, I'm pulling for you. Keep it up, and you and Guido, y'all keep trusting in him and get the job done.
And Guido, we trust. That's how we say it.
Thank you, Ron. Ron Capps. Could we get Cassandra on camera? Me? Yeah, you want to come on camera?
Oh, I guess.
Come on. Over here. You're good. Okay, Cassandra Powick. the daughter of the legendary Cowboy. What is it that you do out here in the world of drag racing?
I'm actually a social media girl, so I work with Natalie Torrance, Steve's wife, and we have a social media business, Innovative Creation Experts. Work with Nitro clients, Pro Stock clients, Factory Stock Showdown, all different people. I go to every single race on tour. We have a few sportsmen, a few alcohol cars. I've been doing it with Natalie for 2 years, social media 3 years. Been around drag racing my whole life, though.
You certainly have. You know it in and out in all the ranks, and from alcohol on up to nitro. Hey, how cool was it with your dad, performance-wise and winning-wise here recently, doing pretty good in the factory stock car?
That was pretty cool. That was probably one of the coolest things ever. I'm kind of sad my mom wasn't there to be there with us, but I don't know. I was nervous when he ran that 58. I was like, whoa, because it was kind of getting hot. It was starting to get warm, so I didn't know what was going to happen. And the burn down was kind of the start of it all. They had a 1:47 burn down in the first round, him and Connor Sattler. Connor told me that was his second longest burn down ever. So that was pretty cool. And my dad got him on the tree, so I knew he was happy there. And he just drove great. It was awesome. It was super cool.
Certainly awesome to see, though. Not saying your dad's old, but
No,
those old pro stock guys. I love how they're finding a place in battery stock and now Factory X even, and they're still duking it out with how pro stock has so changed. It's cool to see.
The part for me was that Greg Anderson, Alan Johnson, and my dad, all old pro stock guys from the 2000s, 90s, all won the same weekend and did 3 different classes last week. Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of like, what year are we in?
Yeah, it was like, are we in 2023 or are we in 1990s, early 2000s? It's cool.
Right, it certainly was cool. All right, predictions. Going to put you on the spot. Yes, predictions. Give me a rundown of the professional categories that we have here this weekend. Who are you picking to win? I'm sure it's got to be clients, though.
I haven't even thought about this. I'm going to go with Ron Capps just because he's going for a couple in a row here. And that's my, I don't know. I like Ron. But I feel like it's anyone's game, though. I mean, him and Hagen have been going back and forth. Tasca's running well. It's anyone's game. Top Fuel is going to be a throwdown. It'd be cool to see Steve win. They're kind of right there, but you never know.
What about Billy? He's out.
Billy, that would be cool. Billy would be cool. Justin's won here the last 2 years, honestly. You never know. There's been shakeups the last 2 races, and it's been really cool to see.
For sure, for sure.
My people, but I also like to see the little thing. And Doug Colletta, I mean, come on.
Right.
You gotta.
Right. We all want to see him win a championship. I mean, just get it done. It needs to happen. It needs to happen. This year might be the year.
Yes. That'd be awesome.
And look,
I'm mad about it.
I agree. Like when I work for Doug Foley, and I got to check, make sure he's here. I just kind of show up, and he kind of shows up. But like when he goes around, I'm like, oh, I get to work longer. It does feel good when your clients go a little further on Sunday. Well, look, you look lovely. Thank you for coming on camera. Enjoy the dinner.
Thanks for me. Have fun. See ya.
All right, here on the red carpet at the Texas Motorplex, people are still, a few are still rolling in. I think there's far more attention on Oliver the Watusi than just about anything else. And the photographers are all wondering, like, who's next? And I'm wondering who's next. And there's beer over there, and we're wondering when we can crack a cold one and get on into the dinner. Brian King, let's see what is being said here. We will be lucky enough to have a solar eclipse at this NHRA race. Yes. And at the Funny Car Chaos event. Oh, by the way, the Funny Car Chaos event, with that eclipse, the event's going to be longer. So there's going to be racing Friday and Saturday, and then there's festivities rolling into the actual eclipse itself. So make sure to be back in Texas for the double header of Funny Car Chaos and Nitro Chaos. So it's going to be very cool this weekend and in April with Nitro Chaos and Funny Car Chaos. So we definitely have a drag racing celebrity on the red carpet at this moment, Mr. Wes Buck of Drag Illustrated. Always looking good. How are you doing?
I can't complain.
Step in, man. Step in. Step in. Yeah, step in.
Oh, here we go.
All right, see, on camera.
Yeah.
All right, Drag Illustrated, leading the way in so many ways in drag racing. The big news, obviously, everybody is thinking of is the Pro Shootout. How are things coming together behind the scenes for that event? I have heard that it's like even overfunded.
Yeah, well, that's an awesome thing to hear. I mean, it's been fantastic. We're blessed beyond measure to have incredible partners, and that's what it takes. I mean, there's so many people that have like jumped at the opportunity to be involved. That's one of the things when you have sponsors calling you saying, "Hey, how can we help? How can we be involved? We want to support this." I feel like that's when you know you're doing it. You're doing the right thing, and things are happening. So, no, between the Skag Power Equipment Pro Superstar Shootout and the World Series of Pro Mod, we've got our hands full. I mean, we've got more stuff going on, multiple trips down to Bradenton, trying to keep the balls bouncing, man. But it's a labor of love. We feel very blessed.
You see what the Texas Motorplex is doing. You all put on great events and have the festivities around them. What do you see that the Texas Motorplex is doing that you want to add to your own events?
I actually said this to Christy Meyer and earlier this week, and I hope this whole group hears what I say, because this is one of the best operations in all of drag racing. And I don't know that they're lumped in as often as they should be. You know what I mean, Lee? Like, there's tons of like really high level operators in our sport. I think about the Bandemiers, I think about the Baiters, right? But Christy Meyer and her group here at the Motorplex deserve to be in that conversation. The attention to detail at this particular event this year, the last few years, has been amazing. But the music, we were lucky enough to be invited out here to participate at the music festival Stars Over Texas over the weekend just a few days ago. Just incredible production value, the way they treat people, the fun that they're having, amongst the best operators in all of drag racing. Our sport's lucky to have people like the Meyers.
I completely agree. We'll let you get your photo with your lovely wife, Alicia, correct?
Yep.
Yes. Wes Buck and Alicia Buck. Yes, sir. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Good too.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yes, I am looking good. I just said that on camera because I am. We've got Daryl Gwynn rolling in. Daryl, how you doing tonight? Doing very well. Doing very well. Good to see you at the Texas Motorplex again.
It's good to be back at going down memory lane a little bit ago about how excited we were to come here in 1986. It was the first all concrete racetrack that NHRA was going to be a part of as far as a national event. And we come here as a bunch of cocky kids and thought we were going to come out of here with the win, and Garlett showed us otherwise. But that's one run I'd rather do over. If there was one to do over in my career, I want to do that one over.
I hear you. Daryl, look, good to see you. You enjoy your night. Good to have you at the Texas Motorplex.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Daryl Gwynn, I know you couldn't see him. I can't adjust the camera that quickly, but you were able to hear him. And we have Mr. Hole rolling in, definitely going full Texas tonight. Man, how you doing? How you doing? Good to see you as well. Everybody here at the Texas Motorplex. Got Mr. Googer also as well. I don't know if we can get him. Yeah, come on in. Come on in very quickly. Of Buddy Hole Racing represented. So, give me the rundown quickly, what you're doing medical-wise.
Yeah, so we are working with the Down Syndrome Partnership in North Texas, and it's a blessing to be able to do it. You know, I think right now we're over 18 donors. I don't know the dollar amount that we're approaching, but each day it continues to gain momentum, and we're super proud to be a part of that whole deal. And you know, we're racing at home. My shop's 30 minutes away. We're having a lot of fun. We decided to make a test hit today and ran career best all the way to 660 and shut it off. So we're super excited for Q1 on Friday.
They're excited. I'm excited for them. They keep doing the right things in drag racing. Y'all get your photo and enjoy the night.
Yeehaw!
Yes. Yeehaw. Mike, thank you. Keep up the good work, man.
Hey, thank you.
McKaylin Haddock.
How are you, sir?
Look, don't run off. We're going to talk to you real quick. What is going on with media extraordinaire and future funny car driver?
Oh boy, that's a long list. Started college a couple of months now ago. Been doing that, been having a lot of fun, meeting a lot of cool people, and then spent all day out here at the Texas Motorplex testing and working towards my license in the Nostalgia Funny Car, and hopefully in a couple of weeks or a couple of months we'll have some exciting news to share with everybody about that.
That's going to be cool, man, to hear that exciting news, whatever you've got in the works with that funny car. And it's going to be cool. Very soon we need to see you and your dad line up against each other and make a few hits. We need to see that, man.
Oh, I can't wait for that. We wanted to line up the other day at Media Day in those Mustangs, and we had to run.
Terry's saying he could have got the beat down today.
Nah.
We'll let McKaylin go on and get a photo, and we'll briefly chat with Terry here. Terry, if you'll step on up. With Heather, you can come on in the picture too. Looking lovely tonight. You're looking good, Terry. Down here living in Texas yourself and running and performing well with your hot rod.
We're just blessed to be here. Happy to be here.
Well, look, you're going to enjoy the dinner. I know we've got a great lineup by the people who won and what they've chose, from New York cheesecake to steak. Man, enjoy it tonight.
Sounds good.
Good to see you, Heather. All right, we're continuing here. The red carpet, they're rolling on. Tony Schumacher. Wow.
And Summer.
Yes, and Summer. Guys, good to see y'all again here at the Texas Motorplex. Obviously, you have done a lot. Man, Justin Ashley, he was on our show recently. He's going in the countdown. He's like, man, if there's someone that is going to be a surprise to look out for, he picked you, and then you went and took him out and around. So how do you, as a wily old veteran, stay in it, man?
You know, I think I'm used to the adversity, and I think that's, you know, Justin's doing an amazing job, and he's fairly new to Top Fuel, but you know, I've been around it a long time, and it's ebbs and flows, man. And you know, the thing about these cars are they're very confusing and they're complicated in every way, and we make it look stupidly easy at 3.5 seconds. I mean, how hard can it be? You're only going straight. We simplify it in every way. It's all about the reaction time and nothing else. That's all we ever talk about. And you know, anyone that's ever been in these cars knows that they're hard to figure out. And especially when they're all new parts, we have all new DSR parts. Everything's brand new, and I mean every knob hasn't been turned yet. So, you know, for Mike and Phil and John, those guys to look at a bunch of brand new equipment and put it together, and it was frustrating for all of us. But we don't throw helmets, we don't point fingers, we just work hard, dig, test when we can, and that's what they did. And I knew it was coming. They knew it was coming. We made a couple of runs testing, and we said, all right, this thing in Brainerd. We said this thing's getting there. It's not exactly there. But it's getting better and better. And if we can start taking out the guys in the front like Justin and Brittany and Antron, well, God forbid if we ever get this thing figured out. And it is, you know, there's still a whole bunch of room in there. We make these runs, and he goes, wow, there's still more left. There's still more left. And if there's more left and we're still outrunning them, it's going to be a great deal when they get it figured out. But none of us are foolish enough to think this is easy. Those guys are the best in the business, and we're going to have to cowboy up, hence the hat, boots, sexy wife. That's what we do.
I'm not even on the screen. You're just pointing to air.
Well, come on in the screen again. It's Summer, right?
Yeah.
Summer, look lovely. Tony, you look great. Y'all enjoy the dinner, all right?
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Well, on the red carpet here at the Texas Motorplex, folks are filing in. Now, this event is something that you can buy a ticket to. So, next year, the Stampede of Speed, it rolls into town with all its festivities. Well, be here, get here, and this is something that you can be a part of in the Champions Dinner. You can buy a ticket. You can sit down with Tony Schumacher. You can sit down with Justin Ashley. You can sit down with Ron Capps. You don't know what table you might be at, but you are going to be able to sit with the stars and enjoy a meal with the stars of NHRA drag racing that are past winners, movers, and shakers in this sport. So it's certainly a great opportunity for fans, and I've got to say, it being a great opportunity for fans, that it is a situation where you have the opportunity to get to meet these drivers, and that doesn't happen elsewhere in drag racing. All right, I mean, well, in sports, excuse me, definitely in drag racing. So drag racing affords the opportunity for you to get up and close to these drivers, even have a meal with them, and for the price of the ticket, which I think is $100, maybe it's $200, I can't remember. I didn't purchase a ticket. Yeah, I was invited. I'm not trying to, you know, say anything special, but I was invited. I'm working the event. Nonetheless, you get a gift. There's a meal. There is opportunity to get photos with the winners, so on and so on and so on. So it is an outstanding event as a fan as well, and definitely glad to be back here at the Texas Motorplex doing this on the red carpet, chatting with the former champions of the Fall Nationals, the Texas Motorplex. James chimes in and says Stampede of Speed should be very interesting this year at Dallas. It was great last year. We'll see how it all ends up Sunday night. This event continues to grow and get better and better and better, and they continue to work out some kinks. They're doing a lot with this event, and I admire their willingness to try and then just say, you know what, that didn't work that great. We're going to try something different. We're going to smooth out the rough edges. We're going to straighten out the kinks and continue to make a better program. That is so cool that they're doing that. They're not rigid. They want to make this a great program. It is a great program, and they want to make it greater and greater year after year. Gary Wheeler Jr. says, was there Friday with SPR Scott Palmer Racing event, was a great time. Gary Wheeler Jr., again, congratulations on your Nitro Chaos Championship, the first ever Nitro Chaos champion. He did it without an event win. Consistency won the war in Nitro Chaos, and they got it done with the small elephant motor, if you will. Instead of the big old Hemi, they got it done with a smaller one and were able, out of the Grand Prix camp, to earn, and rightfully so, a Nitro Chaos Championship, the first ever Nitro Chaos Championship. Oh, by the way, on Nitro Chaos, while we've got some time, we are waiting for more dignitaries to roll in on the red carpet and chat with them. Chris Graves announced yesterday that Nitro Chaos will pay a visit to the historic Famoso drag strip in Bakersfield, California. It will take place in September. 32 cars will be qualified, all 80% and up on Nitro. And what a fantastic group of cars I am sure we're going to have out there in the West Coast, or on the West Coast in Bakersfield at Famoso drag strip. And what a perfect, I'd say it, perfect pairing, Chaos and that brand with Famoso drag strip. Chris Graves, Blake Bowser, and that show going to take place in September, along with the spectacular card of events that does take place at Famoso drag strip. Well, we're going to let Darren cue up another commercial here on Between the Slicks. I want to say again, this is brought to you by Spell Paving Services. Done a lot of work here at the Texas Motorplex, in fact, in getting the facility up to snuff and ready for events in years past. And if you happen to go into a Whataburger, well, more than likely it was paved by Spell Paving Services. So Whataburger and the Texas Motorplex uses Spell Paving Services. You should be using Spell Paving Services as well. So if you're in a 500-mile radius of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, give Fred Spell Paving Services a call, and thank you for your support. Fred, Darren, hit the button.
Spell Paving Services provides professional customer service and performance for your next industrial or large-scale private paving project. From parking lots, roads and driveways, to seal coat, chip seal, concrete and asphalt, there's no job too big for the team at Spell Paving Services. Serving a 500-mile radius from Dallas-Fort Worth, Spell Paving Services has you covered. Call 214-384-3056 to get a competitive quote today and tell them the Chaos sent you.
If you own a beautiful modern muscle car like this 1320 Challenger, I'm sure you don't want it stolen. Because the Challenger and many other modern vehicles have an easily accessible neutral release strap. That was your coin holder in your center console, and beneath that there's this red cord that someone can pop, put it into neutral, and potentially easily steal your car. But at Destroyer1320.com, they have the TDS, Theft Deterrent System, which is a cover over that strap using factory mounting points so that you don't get popped by a thief. So make sure to go to Destroyer1320.com using promo code MMR for 15% off and get your Theft Deterrent System, TDS, and steal the thieves' hope.
And back live here on the red carpet at the Texas Motorplex outside of the Champions Club tonight, having the Champions Dinner here at the Texas Motorplex. You're watching a special edition of Between the Slicks. Again, thank you to Spell Paving Services. Thank you to Elon Warner for having me back out for this tremendous occasion to chat it up with the dignitaries of the Texas Motorplex, the stars that drive the cars in the NHRA, in particular the Camping World Series. Mr. Williams, if you would, Jeff's question there, bring it up. I would be more than glad to answer that and give my opinion. He asks, tell us what you think of no more rear-engine dragsters in Nitro Chaos. That announcement was made 2-3 months ago, early in August, if I remember correctly. Chris Graves made the announcement that there would be no longer any rear engine dragsters in Nitro Chaos, that it would become a series that it is the rules on the onset of it of 80% nitro or up, and you must have the motor in front of the driver. So that can be funny car, that can be a front engine dragster, that can be a fuel altered, that can be a nitro pro mod, it can be anything you might want to imagine. The engine needs to be in front of the driver now. I, for one, am not the biggest fan of the rule change, but I understand why Chris made the rule change. And understand, Chris did not make it blatantly without any input. He took a lot of input from around the Nitro Chaos world, outside of the Nitro Chaos world, to come up with the decision to, well, yes, outlaw rear engine dragsters. And when I say others, I do even mention Scott Palmer. Scott Palmer himself, there was a Nitro Chaos Live, or a Chaos Live rather, from Mocan Dragway. It was kind of like a panel discussion, just whatever comes up, comes up. It was myself, Chris Graves, Carl Blanton, track owner there at Mocan Dragway, and Scott Palmer right before Nitro Chaos. And I asked Scott, hey, when are we going to see you come back with your Top Fuel dragster? And he mentioned that he didn't know. We can take just a moment here. Come on, Angel. Come on. How you doing tonight? I'm doing fantastic. I know we hadn't really got to talk too much. I'm Lee Kraft, Monday Morning Racer. I definitely know who you are. I remember as a little kid, this girl with hair flapping out from underneath her helmet and pulling for her on a bike. But it is so cool to see you in an injected nitro dragster. Yeah, and I got to witness it all the way back from Bandamere. Showed up, and I was like, oh, look at this, what's happening, and see you get your license. You're about to make a debut. My question for you, from dragster to dragster, you've already experienced that. How different from cockpit to cockpit?
Oh my gosh, the car makes a world of a difference. I think being in the cockpit is the same. All the controls are in the same, but the actual car, you know, and who's running it and how it was built. I'm in Corey Mihalik and Kyle Mihalik's car right now, and it is amazing. It's like a brand new car. It's so smooth, so easy to drive. I just got out of it less than an hour ago, so I rushed back to the hotel change. But I'm having a blast. I'm finding out a lot of things that I had no idea about drag racing, like 230 miles an hour in an eighth mile is not fun when you can't see. So that just happened to me. My visor went fogged up and I couldn't see where I was going. But it's amazing. I'm considering myself a rookie, going all the way back to never doing this before is what I feel like. So I'm going to take all the pressure off myself, and I'm going to have a good time this weekend. And my goal is just to make good, clean runs and to give my competitor a clean race. So if I can get that done, I know Corey and Kyle are giving me the car I need and the guys that they have on their team. So I'm excited. I'm excited to be here for the dinner too. So thank you guys for doing that.
We're excited for you. I know I am. I know so many people are out there in the drag racing world are. Last question for you, then we'll let you go enjoy dinner, get photos and everything. Have you got used to your oven mitt?
You know, that was the thing I was the most worried about, was how hot I was going to be in the car. But you just kind of put yourself in a different place and relax and not breathe too much. I thought the seat belts would bother me too. Like I thought, you know, being strapped in and not being able to move, because on a motorcycle, you want to get up and walk around because of the nerves. You can do so. In the car, you can't. But it's become a comforting feeling. And the oven mitts and everything else has become a comforting feeling as well. Because I know, you know, we have a basically safe sport, but things can go wrong. And I'd rather be protected. So it's all for the good. And I'm getting used to it, and I like it now.
Well, Angel, I know myself, I think the rest of the drag racing world is pulling for you. Enjoy the dinner tonight.
Thank you very much. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Angel Stampede. Very cool to get to talk to Angel. I've never really got to talk to her before. And I remember when she came out on the scene, and I was a little boy, and it's like, oh, look at this girl, you know, and I pulled for her in Pro Stock Motorcycle for years, and it is so good to see her in a rear engine dragster of the nitro injected nitro combination. I'll continue my thought on that. So Chris Graves definitely got input. He even got input from Scott Palmer. Scott Palmer in that live with Chaos Live said this: he never intended to bring his Top Fuel dragster back out, even though he won the inaugural Nitro Chaos at Eddyville Raceway Park. in his top fuel dragster, because he said that's not what it's really for. It is for a different set of competitor, not someone with a top fuel dragster. So even someone like Scott Palmer saw the essence of a Nitro Chaos, if you will. Now, the rule change affects more than Randy Meyer Racing. It affects, yes, Randy Meyer Racing. It affects also Carl Baxt and Todd Bruce with the Bull operation. It affects someone like Mitch King, even a Scott Palmer, anyone that would have brought a rear engine combination out. It certainly affects them. And I understand, though I may not really like it all that much, that for the longevity of Nitro Chaos, it really was the best decision. And this is why. If you look at the history of Nitro Chaos, it has been around for 3 years, 1 year as a championship series. So you had one race, then you had 2 races, and then you've had 4 races with a championship on the line. In those 3, I'm just going to say seasons, you have had only, if I remember correctly, 5 rear engine combinations show up. Let me count it out to make sure. Scott Palmer, Mitch King, Megan Meyer, Rachel Meyer, Matt Sackman, and Todd Bruce. So 6. That has been the number of cars for that type of combination. And that's over 3 years, 3 seasons for Nitro Chaos. Though, again, first time, 1 race, next time, 2 races, then 4 races. If you just look at it this year, there were 43 cars that competed in Nitro Chaos, and Scott Palmer didn't run his top fuel dragster, but you only had 5 others run with a rear engine combination. So I do understand the move. I think it is the best move. I think it is a move that Chris weighed heavily on. Is this the right move? And got a lot of input from many places. And I can tell you one place that he got input from that was certainly a heavy influence, and that is from Dean with DMP Awnings, the title sponsor, who, remember, with the Copelands, has a rear engine injected nitro dragster. Well, he said to Chris, it's probably best that that combination or anything rear engine is not allowed. So Chris had a lot of good people saying this is probably the wisest move for the longevity of Nitro Chaos. With that being said, Chris has been open. Chris has been clear. It has been stated in public forums. It has been stated on live shows that if the money is there for another field and there are enough cars to run a class within Nitro Chaos that is solely injected nitro rear engine combinations, Chris would do it. So it is not an outlawing in the sense that we don't want you to show up on the property. It is, we just want the essence of this thing to remain intact and give those people in front engine short wheelbase cars that are harder combinations to hook up compared to a rear engine dragster a greater opportunity to go out and race and turn on wind lights. That's my thoughts. Darren, got anything else? We're almost to the hour mark live here at the Texas Motorplex outside of the Champions Club for the Champions Dinner, part of the Stampede of Speed festivities. Great night so far. Been able to talk to many of the past champions of the sport. Angel Sampey, Tony Schumacher, Justin Ashley, Ron Capps. Good to get them on camera. Good to be right here at the Texas Motorplex once again. Thank you to Spell Paving Service. Thank you to Elin Warner. And thank you to you all for watching. If you would, hit that like button, hit the share button, and let folks know about Between the Slicks and the Monday Morning Racer platform. It is my intention to also go live tomorrow night from the Fan Fest, as I have done the 2 years prior, a part of the Stampede of Speed festivities. So we intend to go live there as well. You can be looking for that tomorrow night. Probably not the typical 8 p.m. Eastern time start, so be on the outlook for something a little earlier, but we will be live from the Fan Fest, a part of the Stampede of Speed festivities. Stan Waxberg, let's see, are they saying rear engine dragsters are the new turbo PM. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know about going that far, but you look at the combination of a rear engine dragster to something like Gary Wheeler's got. They've got an edge, just wheelbase. Honestly, we all know that if you shorten the wheelbase on any machine, especially in drag racing, it becomes harder to drive and to manipulate. And a lot of that went into that decision. I will say this too. A lot of people, and it's flared up again with what Rachel posted. I have nothing against what Rachel posted. I have nothing against what Megan posted, and she had come out on her YouTube channel. I've watched it and I've commented on it. And I was so thankful to have Megan Meyer and Rachel Meyer and Randy Meyer in Nitro Chaos this year. It was so good to have them. And I'm a fan of Randy Meyer, and I'm a fan of Rachel, and I'm a fan of Megan. Granted, I am a bit more team Rachel than Megan. No offense, Megan, but I'm like, go team Rachel. Now, with the rule change, many people have said, oh, this isn't good for Nitro Chaos. This is going to hurt it. No, it's not. The brand's already growing. There's already that major announcement that there's going to be an exhibition of Nitro Chaos at Famoso Drag Strip, legendary Famoso Drag Strip, and just a water. Thank you, Elon. Elon's nice enough to give me a water. Been out here running my mouth. So that's been cool. That's been cool. A Texas Motorplex employee, greatness walking by. Now, again, you have the announcement of Famoso Drag Strip. I mean, legendary. The March meet is held there, and Nitro Chaos is going to go there and race. I mean, spectacular. That is huge news. But Nitro Chaos will also have a 5-race season in 2024. If you put all the dots together, because most of them are out there, you already can tell where it is going to go. Because right after Edgewater, it was announced we're going back. Right after Mocan, obviously, we're going back. Right after Eddyville, we're going back. And you have the race now at the Texas Motorplex to kick off the season that is a double, and there will be one more. So you've got a 6-race scenario for Nitro Chaos next year. Elon, why don't you get over here and let's chat with you? Because things have been going well once again here at the Texas Motorplex and the Stampede of Speed. And yeah, you need to back up. You're so tall. It's right.
Scrunched down.
Scrunched down. Yes.
All these short race car drivers. I mean, come on. Let's. Where's Doug Herbert when you need him?
Right. So, and short media people. Apparently.
Yeah. No, you're fine.
So, Elon, highlight of the Stampede of Speed so far.
Oh, the Champions Dinner. For me, it's been that. It's been also seeing Terry Haddock win the Texas Invitational on Sunday night. Was really cool to see those guys, win a match race like that. I think that was the first time Terry Haddock's, kind of won an event like that. And to see the excitement with him and his crew, the Landon release is always really cool. But, also last night, that Top Dragster, Top Sportsman shootout race was just really kind of a great way to just kind of build your way into the Texas Fall Nationals. So those, the Champions Dinner is always my favorite. Tomorrow night, the Fan Fest, we'll have probably 100 drivers doing autographs because we have almost every Camping World driver that's racing this weekend. And then we have nearly 60 of the JEGS All-Stars, which is a new thing we're doing here. So that'd be really cool to be able to kind of go through the line and get Camping World guys and then JEGS All-Stars and kind of recognize those guys, which, men and women from all over the country that are truly all-star drag racers.
Certainly they are, and the Texas Motorplex getting a nod because you all here are all-star facility to be able to hold that, because it's been held at the U.S. Nationals, which is fitting, but there's so much for the U.S. Nationals, period. I think it's a great move to put more here, and there are some championships on the line this weekend.
Yeah, and it's going to be exciting this weekend, particularly Aaron Stanfield, Factory Stock Showdown. He could probably clinch the championship. I was talking to Stephen Bell last night, and they're best friends. So Steven said, he told me, he goes, I gauge my season, if I can win a race and be competitive in the countdown or be competitive for the championship. And he says, I've done both those things. It's super complimentary of Greg and Aaron and the motor program they put together, the engine program they put together for them. And then the Camping World Series, Gage Herrera could really put a chokehold on everybody in Pro Stock Motorcycle. And I don't even want to predict what's going to happen in those other 3 categories. I mean, it's really cool to have an event like tonight, where Erica's here as the defending winner, and then Greg is here, and you're just kind of, it's like you're watching 2 respectful racers, and they're kind of looking at each other, and they're kind of, okay, tonight's fun. Want to have a good time. Tomorrow night we're going to do autographs, and then Friday it's going to be on. You can tell. And but just really, it's exciting to see Ron Capps and Justin Ashley back-to-back wins. Only John Force has ever won the Fall Nationals 3 times in a row. So Capps could tie him, and Justin could become the first 3 in a row top fuel champion at the Fall Nationals. And those are 2 guys that also kind of need to get a win to help their championship hopes. They're in there. They really, I think their mindset is, hey, if we can be within 60 points of everybody going into Pomona, 30 points around, then all bets are off. But we're excited. We're going to have amazing weather. That's the one thing I think I heard you talking to Caps about. I was talking to some of the factory stock guys that, they made a pulley adjustment on the Dodges after St. Louis, which we had a bunch of guys testing today. But I think, it's going to be wild seeing those cars in these conditions with that much horsepower on small wheels. They're going to have their hands full, and then I think that Friday night session is just going to be crazy. They got some more big announcements coming around with that. But big money, $15,000 for top fuel funding car. Big money for Pro Stock Motorcycle. We got the saddle back at the top end. So all the cool elements, man. That's what I love about the Stampede of Speed is we just try to Texas it up as much as possible.
Well, y'all are doing a fantastic job. Before we let you go, let's talk about Bracket Bonanza.
Yes.
And that is a phenomenal smash out in the drag racing world, and other people are getting involved. And in particular, I want you to talk about all of it, but where do you find the plaques? Where do you get them? They're cool.
Yeah, so I have a friend that owns a marketing company, and I just told him, I want something that is incredibly unique, that's not like a trophy, but more of a plaque, something you'd see like at a, not a tennis tournament, but just a kind of a big event. And so he went with like a silver plaque with the cream on the inside, because I knew I wanted also drivers to sign it, and I wanted it to really pop. So when you get the plaque, you get the drivers to sign it, and it's been cool because there have been some signature events. The guys that won for the U.S. Nationals in Funny Car, his plaque was signed by Ron Capps and Don Prudhomme, and same for the overall champion. The guy that won Reading, his top fuel plaque, I had Doug Coletta sign it, Doug Coletta 50 for his 50th win. So you got things like that. So we'll probably get the St. Louis plaques out. I'm a little bit behind getting those out to a couple people. Then we have plaques this weekend. The Motorplex has been great about promoting it. St. Louis is great about promoting it. I think we're getting a lot of fan interest. We'll be in the suites, but it's dragracebracketbonanza.com. You can sign up now, and then Saturday night you fill out your bracket, and then I tell you, pick your drivers, win cool prizes.
It is certainly cool, and it's been fun to play along when I remember. I'm just terrible at fantasy things and remember anything.
Because I wind up betting with my heart over my head. I have clients, I have people that I like, and so invariably I just kind of. But that's what's so fun about it, and that's what you see people playing, and they are betting with their heart or betting with their head, and it's just been really fun and gratifying. I was talking to Martin Rodak from Rodak Coffee. I didn't realize he's playing. He's promoting it in his store. So things like that just kind of pop up that you're realizing, oh, hey, this is kind of a cool thing, and you're introducing it to people that don't know anything, that haven't heard about it. So that's the whole goal, is to just kind of really get it going. This 7 races will make it even better in the off season. So we come out in 2024 with gangbusters for the whole season, a variety of different things going on, and just kind of keep your eyes on it.
Yes, St. Louis was like March Madness, actually. I mean, it was wild. The bracket got busted.
Yeah, Dave Richards is going to probably get my honorary Drag Race Bracket Bonanza bracket buster, because he's wrecked more brackets than King Kong in his movie. So he's been phenomenal. So it's fun to see guys like that have the shot, because that's what makes it, that's just like, college basketball, playoffs in March. You get that number 15 seed that gets on a run, you never know. So we'll see.
That's right. Well, Elon, look, thank you for the good work you're doing in drag racing. That is such a cool thing you've implemented, and it is going to only continue to grow and get better and better. And thank you for doing it.
I appreciate it. Thank you for everything you're doing too. So appreciate all the podcasts and Power Hour and everything you're doing. So just really want to appreciate and thank you so much.
Thank you, Elon. Folks, here on the red carpet at the Texas Motorplex, and Joe Costello. Joe, come on over here. Joe, come right over here. Right over here. Right over here. The voice of the Stampede of Speed.
I'm just giving you trouble.
Yes, Joe.
Trouble.
Look, I've seen some of the posts. Look like you've been having a lot of fun out here, man.
It's been great. It's been an amazing event. I've been here since last Thursday, and so I'm a Texan now.
A Texan through. Yeah, certainly got the look going. And give me the rundown. You've been able to see it all. The Stampede of Speed it's similar, but they keep working the kinks out. They keep smoothing the rough edges out. They keep making this a better program. What have you seen that is different from the first 2 years that has made it even better this year?
Well, we've just had the experience of going through this long, it's a 10-day event, right? Like, when should you rest? When can you ease up? When can you accelerate, right? Like, so the Scott Palmer Nitro Sideshow Friday night, that was awesome. But we knew we had been through it before. We knew what it was going to be like. We knew how to tighten up the show a little bit. More in a smaller package is maybe better than a longer package. And so we were just figuring out how to do it, how long people want to be here. And from the cattle drive in downtown Waxahachie, it was like an hour and a half, but it was a fun event. Thousands of kids there. It was great. Scott Palmer Nitro Sideshow. Then the concerts, the showcasing, the Texas Invitational, showcasing drag racing to people who don't know what it is. Frankly, folks, there are a lot of people that don't know what drag racing is. They just don't know from it. Like, what's drag racing? It's crazy. It's alien to us. But like, well, you don't know. Check this out. Maybe you'll like it. Come out on Friday night. And so that's what we're doing. And then the Champions Dinner, right? It's honor, it's respect to people who have won at this facility, it's respect to the facility, and also just fun. Like, we're going to have a tequila tasting, we're going to have cigar rolling, we're going to have Brooks and Dunn tribute band. We're going to do an interview with last year's winner, Justin, trying to win 3 in a row. That hasn't happened. So it's a great event. And I think that more and more people are going to come down. The JEGS All-Stars being involved. Yes. Those guys, they work so hard to achieve that honor. It deserves respect. And that's what this event does.
All right, Joe, you certainly have the pulse on the top stories going into the Fall Nationals. And there are top stories from alcohol, obviously, into the championship chase and camping world. Give me your top 3 this weekend of what people need to keep their eye on.
Okay, so for me, I'm a Pro Stock fan, as you know, so I'm always looking at Pro Stock. And, Greg Anderson is climbing up into this thing. Greg Anderson, both Greg and Erica really had terrible first half of the season. And then Erica climbed up into it. She's the points leader. She hasn't won a race yet, and she's still the points leader. What does that tell us? But now Greg is climbing up into it. So what are we going to have? Are we going to have the 2 5-time champs battle to see who becomes the first 6-time champ? But Dallas Glenn and Matt Hartford having a career year. Anybody can win at any time. The McGaheys were out here testing. They're finally finding their performance. So I just always like to highlight Pro Stock whenever someone asks me that story. Top Fuel. Some top contenders, one of them right here, Justin Ashley, going for 3 in a row at the Motorplex. Like, this is go or go home right now. Yes. A must-win race if they're going to make this a championship season. And even then, maybe not. Doug Coletta, right? Does anyone want to see Doug Coletta experience heartbreak ever again? No. Well, they're in position. They've got the points lead, 3 races to go. You go to any racer at the beginning of the year, hey, would you make a deal? You're going to be in the points lead with 3 races left to go and have this lead. They all will tell you, yes, that's what they want. So here we go. Doug Coletta, Alan Johnson, they're in position. Can they convert? Can they finish the deal? And if they can't, like, oh my gosh, you don't want to see anybody go through that kind of pain, especially not Doug, who has experienced it too often. Okay, but at the same time, you've got Justin, you've got Steve Torrance, you've got others that are right in the mix. Antron Brown, I feel like the top 5 are all still alive with 1.5 points at Pomona. And then, funny car, I'll just go with the big 4, right? The big 4. These guys are the big 4 all year long. You've got 3 of them trying to become the first 4-time champion of the group. They're all 3-time champs. Robert Hagen Caps, all peers, all like nearly equal. 4 different manufacturers represented. Then you got Bob Tasca trying to become a 1-time champ, a first-time champ. That's just a slugfest. I don't think we've ever seen that level of competitiveness. And so if you can't get excited about this, I know you are and I am and the people that are here and all you guys are, but like our friends, the people that we want to love the sport, like this is the year to showcase it, because I don't think it's been much better.
I completely agree. Well, Joe, keep up the good hard work, doing a fabulous job, and look forward to the rest of the dinner and the questions you're going to be asking all those champions.
Thank you. Thank you. You're supposed to do that, I think.
Right. Thank you, Joe. Joe Costello, you can check him out on the WFO platform. Just search YouTube WFO, and you will find him, WFO Radio, and everything for his work and a lot of great work from NHRA and beyond, several podcasts that are not directly tied to like what happens on the track, but in even the performance ranks. So good to chat with WFO Joe. Well, Mr. Williams, if you will, cue up one more commercial, take us to a break, and then I'm going to shut this thing down because I want to get inside and have dinner and have a drink and just chill. And I need to go because Oliver the Watusi is going too off camera. So if he's going, it's time for me to go as well. Hit it, Darren.
Power-Built Tools exemplifies innovation in the tool industry. From hand tools, power tools, and even tool storage. Check out powerbuilt.com for Power-Built Tools. And remember, use promo code MMR15 for 15% off at purchase.
Thank you to Spell Paving Services. If you are in a 500-mile radius of Dallas-Fort Worth area and you need something paved, you need to call Spell Paving Services to have your paving needs met, whatever they might be. He handles paving for Whataburger, even the Texas Motorplex, so he can definitely handle whatever you have got. Thank you to Elon Warner inviting me back out to be here on the red carpet and chat with the stars that drive the fabulous cars in the National Hot Rod Association. You've been watching a special edition of Between the Slicks. You can expect us to be live from the Fan Fest tomorrow night there in Waxahachie, Texas. A great Fan Fest, as Elon mentioned, already 100-plus drivers are going to be there. We'll have so many to talk to chat with, to get on camera. And also at that event, many times we get those that are beyond the wheel on the camera as well. Cool to get Cassandra on camera. I don't think a lot of people realize that Pro Stock great, his daughter is out here and is doing it in drag racing on the social media side of things and making a whole lot of people look good in the world of drag racing. Hey, Mom, hope you're doing well. Thank you. I will certainly enjoy. I appreciate it. And folks, we are going to let Mr. Darren Williams Jr. come on, and he is going to close the show out. Darren, I know that I cannot hear you, but you can hear me. Thank you, sir. I appreciate your help, and it is certainly appreciated. And I'm just glad that you can't bill me because you still owe me so much.
That is true. That is true. Good job, Lee.
Good night, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lee Craft, the Monday Morning Racer. Thank you guys all for tuning in to another special edition of Between the Slicks, a special Wednesday night edition live from the Texas Motorplex, the Champions Night from the Champions Dinner. And like you guys, like Lee Craft does so much hard work for the NHRA, always at every race, does a great job. So make sure to like this show, share this show, and let everybody know, hey, we were live from the Champions Dinner from iconic Texas Motorplex. And I tell you what, it is going down this weekend. Race 4 of 6 in the NHRA countdown to the championship. These championship battles are heating up. And I tell you what, they're going to go at it. And hey, the weather is looking really good here this weekend. Stan right here, he says, Darren, please zoom in on the KB poster in the background. Unfortunately, I cannot zoom in, but let me do this real quick. Let me move the camera up. There you see right there. Yeah, fellow Texan, Kenny Bernstein, the Bud King right there. And you talk about all the history from the Texas Motorplex. So, hey, you saw Antron Brown was on the scene. Antron Brown got his first win at the Texas Motorplex back in 1999. Kenny Bernstein, like I said, a fellow Texan, but also in attendance, you had Justin Ashley, you had Ron Capps, who've won this race back-to-back years, but also Tony Schumacher, the 8-time Top Fuel World Champion. Tony Schumacher got his first win at the Texas Motorplex way back in 1999. Remember, that was his only race win of the year, and he went on to win the championship. So, and also, how about it? Daryl Gwynn, first nitro car down the Texas Motorplex, 5:26.278, world record run, first run down that drag strip. So much history from the Texas Motorplex. And like I said, the weather is looking real good this weekend. These drivers better belt those tights, buckle those belts a lot tighter because it's going to be crazy here this weekend. So like I said, thank you guys all for tuning in to another special edition of Between the Slicks, special edition here on Wednesday night. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Good night, everybody.